feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over. That's right. It's game time. Once again with the HBCU Stroll, I'm Johnnie Cole here to bring you another special guest that I will eventually get through. Great weekend of college football, especially on the HBCU roll. We had Deion Sanders on 60 Minutes, shining the light on our conference, as well as his athletic director and the commissioner. So there's a lot of good things that's happening in HBCU sports. I just want to be a part of it. That's why I started my show, to make sure that we tell America and let America know that there's some great coaches in Black college football. Next, I want to bring on a guy that I had the opportunity to coach as he was a player. And he's one of the few players that can say that he beat the Cold Boys. Not one time, not twice, I think 3 times in a row. He played at Tuskegee University. Of course, everybody know about Tuskegee, great university. This guy is a great guy. I've been following his career. Now he's the offensive coordinator at Tuskegee University, his alma mater. I want to bring on Aaron James. Coach James.
Coach. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful.
Man, I tell you, I got a big week of football. As I was saying when we were talking, that it's the semifinals for the west side of the SIAC. You got you guys versus Lane, Tuskegee versus Lane, and Kentucky State versus Miles. But the only 3 people that count right now is you, who control your own destiny.
Yes.
And then you got Lane sitting 3-1. I know Coach Bernie Brown biting at the bits. Mm-hmm. And you got Kentucky State sitting at 3-1.
Yes. Yeah, we like you said, we control our own destiny, and we just gotta win out. It's just one game at a time with us. Coach Ruffin, he's been barking at ever since the beginning of the season. So we just trying to keep everything together intact and just make sure these guys ready to roll Saturday.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna flip a little bit. We're gonna get back to that, because it's my job to let everybody know who you are. As a handsome guy as you are, I see all your pictures. You from Pritchard, Alabama. How did you get to Tuskegee University?
Hey. Just like you said, I'm from Pritchard, Alabama. Played for one of the greatest high school coaches in America, Coach Ben Harris. He's a legend down there in Pritchard, and had the opportunity to come out, get a scholarship to Tuskegee. But my first official visit was at your alma mater, Texas Southern. I committed with them first coming out of high school. And took a flight out there on my first.
Well, hold up. But the maroon and gray. Oh, God.
Yes.
Bill Thomas was the coach.
Yes, he was. So I committed with them first because I was a two-sport guy, and he was allowing me to play basketball as well. So I committed with them, came back home. My mom was like, so how do you make your decision without, discussing it with the family? So I was like, man, okay. She was like, just go ahead and go on your other visits. And, I had the opportunity to go, to my other visits and everything. And I just fell in love with Tuskegee. It was love at first sight. So ended up coming here and started off 4 years and, ended up winning 42 games and only losing 5. So 4 years.
Yeah, you one of the best athletes I think have came through Tuskegee with all the stats and stuff. You also took them to a 12-0 start. I know your wife is watching this. You got to mention them and the kids because I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yes, mention that. My wife met here at Tuskegee University. Rosie Black James. We have a daughter, Layla James, and my oldest daughter is Erin Morzette. She's back in Mobile in nursing school. So, like I said, we met here and we've been together ever since.
Now playing there, you played up under Comanches and Coach Woody. How did you like playing up under those guys?
Oh, Coach Comanche, he was. I mean, his pregame speeches would make you run through a brick wall. I mean, he was just that persistent in everything. And Coach Woody, being my offensive coordinator, he was good. He gave me the green light to be the offensive coordinator on the field. So whatever I saw on the field, I had the green light to check it and make things better. Except from when he's called in. So I had fun with that all 4 years. So it was good.
Me and Coach Woody almost ended up at the same college. He went to Central State of Ohio, where I lived from, and I ended up going to Texas Southern University. I always played with him. I said, man, that's the only way why you played.
Yeah.
Now, Coach, you was that 42 wins and 5 losses? Like I said earlier, introducing you, man. Explain what the Turkey Day Classic means. I mean, you played in it. You won it every time.
Exactly. My record in the Turkey Day Classic, I only lost 1 time in 4 years. So, it's just it's a different atmosphere. To come out pregame and the stands are like halfway full, and then you come back out coin toss, and it is full. So it's a big rivalry. The school's only like 20 miles apart, 25 miles apart, and it's good. And knowing that Alabama State is Division I, Tuskegee is Division II, all the records and everything goes out the window. Mm-hmm. So it's just guys lacing their chin straps up and getting ready to roll.
Well, about that Division I and Division II, I guess that's scholarships. But I know up at Tuskegee, y'all got the tennis player out at wide out. Y'all got the track tailback. Y'all got the baseball player out at tight end.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
A bunch of multi-sports guys out there.
No, we get 36.
Yeah, I think that game. And me being the first time at Alabama State and playing in that game, you could feel the tension. It was almost like you were sitting in an oven, and every play you called, every motion or everything that you done, you felt like man, this is going to either be the game winner or it's going to be the game loser.
Exactly. And I just go back at times to go back and look at the old film, and I get goosebumps just looking at it, just seeing everything. So it's exciting. It's an exciting feeling.
So okay, you graduate from Tuskegee, then what you do from there?
You say what? You was breaking up. You said what now?
I said, I'm sorry. I said you graduated from Tuskegee, and then you went to Bullock. You started coaching, or?
Yes, I went to Bullock County. Started coaching. I was an assistant head coach, offensive coordinator, and then the head coach that was at Clark, Atlanta, Coach Ted Baher, he called me and gave me an opportunity to come to Clark, Atlanta, and be the QB coach. So I took the opportunity, went over there to Clark, Atlanta, I was over there for 6 years. Left Clark, Atlanta. Went to Lane College for 1 year. Then ended up going to Miles College for 9 years. Left Miles College, and then last season I was at Bethune-Cookman for 1 season, and then got the opportunity to come back to my alma mater, Tuskegee University.
Yeah,
Coach Griffin,
Bethune-Cookman right now is they missing you. They struggling. They can't put 3 touchdowns together. But I'm pretty sure Coach Sims will do something about that. You're a quarterback coach, and as you know, in college football, there's not a lot of African American quarterback coaches. So you one of the few. How you feel being that last, or do you one day aspire to go coach at the PWI schools?
It really, I mean, if the opportunity come, I'm a just see about it, entertain it, and just see, the ins and outs of it. But that's really not my biggest goal. I mean, I'm born and bred HBCU, so I like to give back to the young men that's trying to follow in my footsteps. So, I mean, it's really not, like I said, top of my list. But if the opportunity, permits, I'll entertain it and see, the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, well, we have, Deion Sanders in black college football right now, and every social media outlet said that last night he was on 60 Minutes, and one of the comments he made was black colleges are just now, a few years ago, started recruiting 4 and 5 athletes, 4 and 5 star athletes.
Yes.
And I'm a black college guy. I'm a graduate from black college. I've coached I've coached University of Cincinnati. I've done 4 stints in the NFL, and that's just not a true statement.
No, it's not.
That's not a true statement at all. How do you feel about that?
No, like you said, it's not a true statement. We've been recruiting 4 and 5 stars, from the beginning, and it just on those different levels at D1. They have different resources than Division II FCS. So it's not just started. They haven't just started recruiting 4 and 5 stars. So that's been happening. So
yeah. Because one of the things about it, and I know they probably about 20 years ago, they started putting stars by players. And a lot of people that's doing that ain't even ever put a helmet on or shoulder pads. But the SWAC, just the SWAC, and I'm pretty sure the SIAC has a lot. We have more Hall of Famers. We would be, if you put all the colleges together, we would be in the top 5 as far as putting Hall of Famers in there. Now, I don't know if those guys were 4 or 5 stars, but for sure, it was some black coaches coaching.
Yeah, it was. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the HBCU program that's in the SWAC started out in the SIAC. But like you say, a lot of those guys, if they had stars back then, a lot of them would be 4 and 5 stars.
Well, Coach, you're a coach. Rank yourself. What would you be coming out? 2-sport man?
2-sport. I would say a 4-star, 3.5, 4-star. I mean, just looking back at my accolades in high school and, just coming out and it's crazy because I came into high school playing defensive back.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Came in.
I wish when y'all played us, they would have kept you a defensive back. Who was the wide receiver then? Who was the wide receiver that y'all connect? Like, he could run like the wind. He was a little thin guy. He could run like the wind.
Colin Kimball.
Colin Kimball.
I'm talking about stretch the field, can go get it. I'm talking about it was a couple of times I thought I overthrew him, and he ran under it, and he was just fast.
I tell you who else stood out was that middle linebacker number 50, Powell.
51.
51.
51. Yes. Kevin Powell was he was the captain on the defense, and like I say, he was a man child. He was, they called him Dark Vader. So he was over there. He was a headhunter on that defensive side of the ball. So I think he was like a three-year All-American, 3 or 4 year All-American. So mean, he was the controller of that defense.
Wow. And now he coaches with you as well.
Yes, he
Yeah.
does. He's the recruiting coordinator, linebacker coach here.
And now we're talking about coaching. Uh, I never really heard of it a lot. You are the coach in waiting at
Yes,
Tuskegee, up underneath Coach Ruffin,
yes,
who's been with you. He's been kind of like a mentor to you,
yes, he
and
is.
and he had just got announced as the athletic director, head
Mhm.
coach, and I think he's saying that he's stepping down, and now he's going to release the reins to you as well. You feel pretty good about that?
Yes, I do. Just going into the season, just trying to make sure the offense is still intact, flowing. That really hasn't resonated with me yet. I'm just trying to make sure that this season goes well and just make sure that everything is lining up because, like I say, we said at the beginning, we control our own destiny and we got to score points. We got to finish the game with more points than the opposing team. So just it started out like I said with a phone call. Coach Ruffin reached out to me, and then I talked with my wife, and we ended up sitting down talking together and just making sure everything lined up. And I reached back out to Coach Ruffin and told him, I love to take the opportunity to come back to my alma mater and become the offensive coordinator and head coach of Wade. And then just to piggyback off of that, when I got here in March, and my mom was my biggest supporter, even from park ball and everything. And I came here in March, and my mom was in the hospital when I got here, and ended up telling her before I got here, and she was excited because she never missed a game. She never missed a college game, and to go on from that, she ended up passing in April.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And like I say, she was my biggest supporter, and my this season here is dedicated to her. And then to go on top of that, we ended up losing a receiver. Reginald Summage in March when I got here. So this season has highs and lows, but
Yeah.
the team is still together, and like I said, this season is for Reginald Summage, and his family, and we just got to win out and just make sure that we keep everything in line. So
Yeah, because you guys started out 0-2,
yes,
and I was man, I can't keep up with the HBCU schools, and man, I was surprised because I know Coach Ruffin and you and Coach Powell, and I know you guys are all winners. I mean, how many championships you guys won at Miles College together?
we won four
Four.
at Miles, and we ended up going 6. We won 4 out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
4 out of 6. Yeah, when I was there.
So when will you take over the job?
December 1. Yes, I'll be taking over in December.
Now, will you call your own plays, or will they replace? You will look for another coordinator, or how does that look?
Right now, I'm gonna be calling the plays and just to see how everything roll. And I know it's gonna be a lot, trying to be the coordinator and trying to manage the team. But we'll see how everything roll and just go from there.
Yeah,
Because I'm not the type of guy to just try to do both. If I can have somebody else to do saying another thing, so I'm not that type of guy.
well, let this old coach tell you, don't get those rings up. Get
I know.
somebody that don't play
Exactly.
for you, and let him put the offense in,
Yes.
and then kind of give him a little peace every now and then until you feel comfortable.
Exactly. You got to have somebody that you feel comfortable with, that knows the system, and don't have to switch nothing up for the kids. And that's the biggest thing. Just trying to make sure that if that happens, to make sure that the person comes in knows the system and that forth. So.
Well, you got Lane College. Are y'all going to them, or they come to you guys?
We playing in the Classic in Memphis. We in Memphis.
Wow.
Yes.
Boy, that's right on time.
Yes.
So what concerns you about Lane College?
I know they're gonna come playing hard ball, and like I said, they have something to prove as well, and they want to get to the end of the road as well, and host that trophy up. So both of us competing for something, and it's going to be a dogfight. And I'm gonna tell you that Lane, they got a good team over there, and we just got to make sure that we doing everything we can to finish the game with more points than them. So that's the goal.
Yeah, we're gonna go down memory lane for about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Lane College. We seem to talk about Lane College.
You-
Lane College used to be the armpit of
Yes.
black college football.
Yes.
They used to ride in town the day of the game and be trading helmets.
Yes.
But they went and hired a good guy named Vernon Brown who have turned that program around.
He did that.
I could remember Lane was an automatic win. It was just getting them on your schedule. You ain't even recruit then, but that just shows you how important it is to get a trigger man. I'm talking to these ADs and these presidents now that's hiring their friends and hiring pro guys and people coming off, because you got to go down there and do some work. And I'm pretty sure at Tuskegee you guys are working hard as well.
Oh yes, you're putting the work in, and just making sure that we got to get this program back to the level it used to be. And and like you say, Lane, they went and hired Byron Brown, a good friend of mine, and he got those guys rolling. And like you say, he come in and put in the work, and that's the same thing when we first got the Miles. When Coach Ruffin got the Miles used to be at the and everything like that. So we came in the first year and turned the program around instantly. And ever since then, they've been the powerhouse of the SIAC.
Yeah. And like Chennis Berry over at Benedict College has gotten in there, and now he's sitting at 7-0.
Yes.
He beat Albany this past week. Albany is always there. Albany has always been a step above, I would say, everybody. They've always had the scholarships. They had the stadium. I would say that. Tuskegee, everybody always know you got to play. Tuskegee, when I coached at Texas Southern, beat me the year that I won the SWAC championship, and I knew then that I had lost the national championship trophy with them beating me. But it's something in the water down there in Tuskegee. What is it?
We practice hard, and we grind hard, and we lay everything out on the field. I mean, it's just I guess Booker T. Washington has his halo over us, So, but this campus, this program, this school, everything, ins and out is A1. I mean, we get in the process now of getting the field turf, getting the field facilities and everything. That's it should have been done way ahead of time, but I'm very excited about it. It's going to be beautiful. Everything is beautiful down there. So we got something to show the recruits and the kids when they come in. So we can go out and recruit with the FCS guys. So we have some things to show them.
Yeah. Well, being from a black school and historic Tuskegee, can't say enough, Texas Southern, Barbara Jordan, people don't understand that, and I'm gonna say it. Deion Sanders is not SWAC. I'm not SIAC. I didn't walk them grounds at Tuskegee, but I walked them grounds at Texas Southern. And I lined them fields, and I've done what I'm supposed to do. Don't ever disrespect that. Don't sell yourself for $1. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things, and you can comment on this, I've read all the comments about I'm SWAC, you ain't SWAC, don't disrespect me. But the one thing that I didn't, and most of them was on favoring Deion Sanders. But people are forgetting, and I hadn't read one comment to say Eddie Robinson had players too. He coaching young black men too. And what he's coaching them and telling them, and I know just like me, is you don't let nobody come into your home. My daddy taught me that. When we was at home and we had brothers or friends over, when we heard my father pull up, we said, man, when he walked through that door, you make sure you speak to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I get Eddie Robinson. Hey man, I'm at the 50-yard line. Coaching etiquette. Head coaches meet at the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Shake hands, whatever, wave, but we're addressing each other. I'm at your home field.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely don't walk through people's line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Eddie teaching his kids some too. I can't sit there and let you do that to me, Dion, because you one of the greatest athletes that ever played. You brought a lot of vision to the SWAC conference. I get all that, but man, respect the conference.
Yeah.
Respect SWAC Southwest South. We didn't play in the ACC. You played in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. You Rome, you're not SWAC. You coaching the SWAC. Your kids are SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
We got a whole. That's like a fraternity. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's just and it's about respect, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that, Coach?
I guess with him saying he's SWAC, I guess by him coaching in the SWAC, like you say, I'm SIAC. I played in SIAC. Like you said, you're SWAC. You played at Texas Southern. So I guess he's going at it where he's coaching, making him, I'm SWAC. So I really don't want to get all the way into it, but I just he came in. He's doing a hell of a job over there at Jackson State. Got those guys playing on another level, and he's able to bring in those guys, recruit D1 guys, which is great. But like I say, I mean he's doing a hell of a job. I'm just gonna leave it as that.
Yeah, he is. He's getting some good transfers.
Yes,
But
he
y'all,
is.
but y'all got good transfers as well as too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean,
Mhm.
it's been like that. I mean, Coach Kamaji, one of the best.
Yes.
I can't say enough about Coach Kamaji. And you was a recruiting coordinator. Are you the recruiting coordinator now?
No, I'm not now. Coach Powell is the recruiting coordinator. He's the recruiting coordinator, assistant head, and linebacker coach. So
Okay. So
yeah,
you was the recruiting coordinator in Miles.
I was the recruiting coordinator at Miles. Yes.
So did not if y'all seen a 5A player or 4A player, y'all didn't go after?
Oh yes, we did. Yeah, we went out hard at him as well. So
Yeah.
I was able to sneak a couple of 3A, 3A, 4A
Right.
from the SWAC, So, but that was it.
Yeah. Now I see you're a history major. What made
Yes.
what made you major in history? And I guess you go to Tuskegee, you major in history, man.
I love history. I love the old, everything back modern days, and I just love the past. I love history, and just coming here to Tuskegee, and it's a lot of history around the university and the city as well. So I kind of bought into that, and I just ran with it. I love history.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything different about the program now that you, I guess, would change or and I shouldn't maybe say change, would add on to what you guys doing that you're seeing?
No, everything is going to stay intact. Everything is good, and we're a tight knit family, and everybody has coached. I played with Coach Powell, played with Coach Ellis, who's my O-line coach. I coached with the defensive coordinator, Coach Watson. He was a DC at Miles when I was over there, and one of the defensive back coaches played for me at Miles College. So I know a lot of these guys. The tight end coach, he's from my hometown. He's from Mobile, from Pritchard area, and who else is the D-line coach? We was at Miles College together.
Okay.
So in the receiver coach, he was at Coach Smith. He the one that came in at Miles College when I left, but I've been knowing him from coaching at high school, and then my running back coach, Coach Thompson, he was actually at Bama State last year coaching, and we was close friends from when he was coaching in high school as well. So everybody's on the staff is gelling, and they know each other, so everything's going to be intact.
Now, where you guys get most of your players from?
We try to stay in the southeast, region, southern region, and high school guys. if they're the guys we go after, and we try to bring in a lot of high school guys so they can develop, and then we go in and then we try to pencil in some JUCO, some transfers if we can get those guys in as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do y'all get down to Florida much?
Yes, we tap into Florida as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me throw something at you.
Okay.
90, 92, 93% of all athletic directors in college are Caucasian white, don't look like us.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're not going to hire us, And you said earlier, I'm a black college guy, but I would love to try to get an opportunity, maybe an opportunity. When you know that it feels like there's a ceiling over our heads, does that make you feel like you can't, like you just kind of give up on trying to get up there?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me give up. I mean, I'm gonna be me, and I'm just gonna work my tail off. And I mean, if it comes, it comes. If not, I'm not gonna go in and just try to beat my head into the wall just trying to get there. If that makes sense. So I'm just gonna be who I am, and that's all I can be. And just put my work is gonna speak it for itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without a doubt. And that's why I say things gotta change.
Mm-hmm.
And the way my fight is we got to get a stage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And us getting together is cool, but we need to get in front of some committees that could really make changes. Like the NCAA about all these harm practices. You just seen a month ago Nebraska reveal that this is their first head black coach in all the sports. I see you and read about you. You don't coach over 24 guys that don't made all conference, and you've been a quarterback coach. You've been successful everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the reality of it. And if you was white, you'll be somewhere else. We play football in black college. Our football fields is rectangle and 53 and a half yards wide and 100 yards long.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel? You're a younger guy than I am. I'm at the end, I would say, and not necessarily the end, but I got some scars. And you come, how does that make you feel?
Like I said in the beginning, it when I first started out, yes, that was my focus, trying to get to the next level, but just letting everything soak in and just getting experience in the game. I really didn't. It's really not, like I said, it's not top on my list now. I just love coaching these young men and giving them the experience that I've played, I've done, and just knowing that you can coach and teach these young men on and off the field, the game of life. That's all it is. Because when football is over with, you got to live life, and life is hard out here for some of us. And
Right.
and as being an African American, it's real hard. So just trying to make sure that these guys get a quality education and go on and now they're able to provide for their families.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, and it ain't just them or white folks. It's really us.
Yeah.
Because I started in the '80s, and they were putting together lists, top 20 black coaches ready for a head job, and not one of them, or maybe a few, was guys from a black college. And in 40 plus years of me being around black college, there's been two coaches that left Division 1A and took a head job left the SWAC or the MEAC or the SIC or the CIAA, and I took a head job at a PWI school. Any PWI. It was a guy from Alcorn State, and it was Willie Jeffries from South Carolina. But the guy from Alcorn State was a white guy. He went to Southern Miss.
That's I forgot. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And now they're saying Dion is going Power 5. I told him I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't really
I
think
just
so.
don't think so. And see, here's the other thing. I guess I'm on my Dion tip. I'll challenge anybody.
Hmm.
But doing a great job, don't get me wrong. And I ain't trying to hate on it. But
Hmm.
anybody can talk about a man that's down. We don't have what they have. But what we have is good for us. And
Hmm.
we don't keep on moving. You know what I mean? We got tradition. There's a guy named Eddie Robinson, not the Eddie Robinson at Alabama State.
Hmm.
Eddie Robinson sold out Yankee Stadium, sold out the Superdome,
Hmm.
sold out the Astrodome. Everywhere he goes, sold out Chicago Bears Stadium, and he
Hmm.
took Grammy. Hey, you know what I'm saying? There's a guy named LC Cole, you know, Atlantic Classic, the Memphis Southern Heritage Classic.
Hmm.
He finished 11-0, number one black team in the country.
Hmm.
W.C. Gordon in the 80s, he at Jackson State, he won 8 SWAC championships. He put umpteen number of people in the pros.
Yes.
We can coach. So don't beat us up. Let's
Hmm.
beat these other people up that we should be coaching at Texas. More should be at Alabama. More of us should be at Ole Miss. More of us should be any other school besides that we got a coach in black college.
Yes.
Only because we're black.
Hmm. Yeah. That's what they think, and I mean, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad all the way around. But that's what's going on now. I mean, we just like you say, we only can coach HBCU ball.
And
So
some of us now can't get head coaches, even in our own conference, because they're telling us that if you don't have no PWI experience, you can't come in and be a head coach. And my, again, I've taught from experience. Uh,
mhm,
I look at the coaches that have came in any the SIAC, the CIAA, the SWAC that have played pro ball,
mhm.
right, and have came in and have gotten their butts kicked.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely, most
You know,
definitely. I mean,
I
uh,
mean, you, Coach Ruffin, uh, 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 LC Cole, your coach at Tuskegee. Uh, I mean, man, kick butt every year. Don't matter who come in the conference.
no matter.
Comedy. That's who I want. Comedy.
Comedy, yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Chennis Berry is doing a great job over there at Benedict.
Hmm.
You know, so we kind of erasing that a little bit
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you really look at what's going on.
yeah. And then this season was historic. Actually, when we beat a PWI this season, we ended up beating West Alabama for the 700 win. Coach Ruffin got the 700 win
Oh
against a
wow,
PWI, so that
wow,
was big. That was real
wow,
big.
wow,
Hmm.
wow. See, man, Coach Ruffin know he's supposed to call me. I supposed to say now he got 700 wins.
704 now and counting.
Wins.
Well, it's
College football.
705. No, it's in the university, Tuskegee University.
Tuskegee
Yes,
University.
Tuskegee
Okay,
University.
okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay.
So we got the 700 win against West Alabama,
Now,
the third
did the
ever
school
season.
celebrate that? Did
Yes,
they?
they did.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
Well, we
Yeah.
need to know about all those records and stuff. And that's
Yes.
why I said earlier that a lot of it is us. You know,
Hmm.
we don't keep up with our history. A lot of it is jealousy and
Hmm.
envy
Yeah.
sometimes of each other, and
Yeah.
especially when it comes down to a popular football coach.
Yes.
And I'm letting you know now, you're a handsome guy. All eyes gonna be on you. Everybody ain't gonna like you, and I'm pretty sure Ruffin wouldn't have said you the next head coach if you wasn't ready.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, I applaud him for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah,
For being the next man up. So, and then a lot of people still don't know that Tuskegee is the winningest HBCU in the nation.
okay, okay.
The
I tell,
winningest
I know
HBCU.
my school. We ain't even half y'all age.
Yes. So that's real big.
Wow,
Mhm.
wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. That Turkey Day Classic. I mean, we just screwed that up. We screwed it up. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I don't know the ins and outs of it, but yes, Yes.
I do as somebody that got smarter and was talking about, well, Tuskegee don't make as much as money as Alabama State. Well, first y'all come and play in the Crampton Bowl. You are Division II compared to Division I Double A. If you didn't play Alabama State in the Turkey Day Classic, name me another game that you will get a whatever payout, 200, 100,000, whatever. But I get, do be fair with us. Be
Yes.
fair with us. But
Mhm.
the game is bigger than money.
It
Sometimes the
is.
games are bigger than money. And do who you guys play in the Turkey Day Classic, or are y'all in the Turkey Day Classic this year?
No, we don't. We Alabama State is on the schedule for 23. We don't play them this year. I don't know who they got scheduled for Turkey Day Classic this year.
I think it
I
might
don't
be
know.
Miles. I think they're bringing Miles down or
No,
something.
Miles played them in the beginning of the season. They played
Okay,
the first game of the
okay,
season, so
okay, okay.
I don't know who it is.
I had to. I had to check my records, my fact check. But
Mhm.
man, tell me, is it something that we need to know about you, or and where you are in your career?
Just I mean, I'm back home at my alma mater, and we just trying to finish this season on top, and we got this game coming up Saturday against Lane College, a good Lane College, and we just got to make sure that we just finish the course. That's it. We got to win one game at a time, and Lane College is up next. So
My guy wanted to ask a question. My guy Lenny Moon, he's a writer and he's putting together some material. He says, how would a coach persuade a 4 or 5 star prospect to choose an HBCU over PWI?
well, it always starts with relationship. You just got to go in and just be honest and down to earth with the family. And no, we don't have the you don't have the resources. That's the only thing with the PWIs. They have the resources. They have all the bells and whistles. To show the young men and like you say, we can show them what we have, and it's all about trying to saying win over that relationship and just being honest with the kids and the family.
Yeah, yeah. I,
Hmm.
I used to go in there and say, uh, son, just close your eyes for a minute. You're 17, 18 right now. When you get in 10 years or 15 years now, one thing when you and open your eyes, you're still African American.
Hmm.
Uh, ask your mother, ask your father, do your preacher look like you? Do your mother go to work? All the people you will deal with in your life, it ain't that you don't deal with white folks, but at the end of the day, most of all your friends don't look like you. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's one thing. And then the other thing I used to tell them is when you come on our campus, everything on our campus is for you. We ain't got to have a black student union. We ain't got to have a black party. We ain't got to have a party to play our music. Everything is for you. You ain't got to worry about nobody clenching their purse, and you have professors that will spend time to make sure you achieve what you came for there for is your degree. And
Hmm.
then, is this a place that you will, when you get older? I mess with my brother all the time, Aaron. He went to University of Nebraska. And
Hmm.
I said, man, well, how many times you been back up there? I
Yeah.
said, then when you go, do anybody know you? Probably don't even the football players know you are. But I go back to my alma mater 30 years later. Hey, it's
Yes.
just
It's a
like
family.
that. It's
It's a family. It's a family affair. That's all. That's what it is. That's what
man,
it is.
man, I know you got to feel great going back to your alma mater.
Oh man, if you only knew, if you only knew, and then like I say, just looking down that hill, just seeing everything that's coming into place
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
new turf, the facilities, and everything. So man, I just
You
can't wait.
you made that happen. Now I know your wife got to be feeling great. She called her girlfriend. Girl, we got front row tickets.
Oh man, yeah, she excited.
Yeah,
Hmm.
good.
Yeah.
What does Another question? What does the Booker T. Washington statue mean to Tuskegee's current student and alumni?
Oh, it's this is the lifting. He's lifting the veil of ignorance off, of the slave, and just it just stands for, you know, um, just it's all about education. getting your education. Education in Tuskegee being one of the top educational programs in the nation, and that's all. That's all it comes down to. And education. You got to get your education, graduate. So our motto, we educate, we dominate, we graduate.
Wow. Now, when you were there as a student, did they emphasize Booker T. Washington a lot, or there's some other outstanding? Of course, the Tuskegee Airmen was
Mhm.
part of that as well. I think
Yes,
you got Kellogg Center down there as well.
yeah, you got the Kellogg Center. Yes, you learn everything in orientation. With the Booker T, George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver Museum is on campus, so it's a lot. It's a lot of history, like I say, on this campus, and it's a tourist. If you want to come in and tour, like you said, you got the Oaks, which is Booker T. Washington House. Like I said, you got the George Washington Carver Museum, and Chappie James Arena. General Chappie James. So it's a lot of things on the campus to learn about.
Wow. So when you guys bring recruits on, you guys can take them. And I know probably with bringing you and Ruffin back and Powell back, you guys get a lot of the older players coming back as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. So just like I say, it's a family environment, family affair, and just like you say, all my old teammates and everything, they're excited about the season, and just looking forward to homecoming. Homecoming is in a couple of weeks, so we'll be able to get on the field.
So who you guys got for homecoming?
We play. Who do we play? Oh, we play Miles. Yeah, we play Miles. Yes.
Wow.
We play Miles College for homecoming.
You tell Coach Ruffin he being naughty doing that.
Yes.
Man, Coach. So at your quarterback spot,
mm-hmm.
What's his name now?
Bryson Williams.
Bryson Williams. How's he doing?
He's doing well. Kind of was shaky at the beginning, but he bought in. I'm just gonna put it like that. He bought in. He's taking coaching well and just trying to slow the game down for him. And he's seeing it. Now. Everything is on point, and he's understanding, what to do and what not to do, versus different coverages and things of that nature. So he's learning the offense, and he's in the driver's seat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Coach, you didn't play in the spread. I know James Woody, and y'all used to run that lead play, and y'all had that fullback who was about 40 years old. Army military. He was
Big Chad Williams.
Army SEAL or something.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Big
coming
Chad
down
Williams.
crushing linebackers.
Yes.
And y'all double that nose to the shade, and you get up there and you audible, and we trying to give you a shade, and then we bounce down, and then you audible it back. So now you run what, the spread now?
It's a spread. It's similar. I mean, just from not being under the center. Everything is just, multiple set spread, multiple formations, and and everything is still the same. It's just different terminology. And like I said, from being under the center into the shotgun, hey, it's the same thing. But that's it.
Wow. Let's go over this conference, man. I tell you, man, you guys are all close together. In the West, you got Tuskegee 4-0, y'all 5-2. Kentucky State is 3-1. Tough stopping that option because nobody does it.
Mm-hmm.
You got Lane at 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Miles and Central State are 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said earlier, y'all control your own destiny. And you got Kentucky State this week.
No, we got.
Lane this week.
Yeah, we have Lane this week. So
Lane this week.
Like you said, they're 3-1 in the conference, and we're 4-0 in the conference. So this game, it really means something. And like I said, it's going to be tough, and they want it, and we want it. So like I said, we just got to come out and just make sure that we clicking on all cylinders, special teams, defense, and offense. So we just got to make sure that we all together, gel together as one to come out victorious.
Wow, and this is a big one because Kentucky State already have beaten Lane.
Yes, they beat Lane.
They beat you guys. Wow, that's hey, you're gonna have to start packing up and start getting ready for next year.
No, it's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. No. Mm-mm.
Right, right. But then you go on the other side, the East, you got Benedict running away with it.
They
I
are.
mean,
Hmm.
when they hit that 6 mark, I knew, uh, and they probably got two more conference games, uh,
Yes, I
which
think.
which which they don't beat most everybody. They beat Albany State. They don't beat Edward Waters. They don't play Allen yet, and they got Allen and Morehouse next.
Yes, that's what they have.
Wow! And
So,
both of those teams are together as 0-9. I guess I
mm,
teach my brother a little bit, but
okay.
they get better over there as well.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Yeah. So what happens? Do y'all guys still play the Pioneer Bowl, the SIC versus CIAA, or is just the CIAA championship and
The
that's gonna be
CIAA championship and then the SIC championship. That's it. And then the playoff you get picked for playoff berth. But
oh
that's
oh you
that's it.
that's right because you guys don't play during
Don't play the
Thanksgiving no more.
yes, yes. So we have the opportunity. If we went out, we have the opportunity, hopefully, to get a playoff berth. So go in the first round. So
Okay, okay.
mhm.
Man, we coming down to the end, man. I told you it wouldn't last long when you
Okay.
chopping it up, man. Look,
Yes.
I'm a secret admirer of yours, man. Now you know. It ain't no more secret. Man, great player, Aaron James. Great player. I followed your career. You've always been a first class guy.
Mhm.
I want to appreciate you giving me this opportunity, your time through the door, because you got a big one this week. You got to get,
Yes.
I know you got to get in that room. And any last remarks?
I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity, to come be a part of your show and just keep the success that you have going on with your HBCU Stroll. And hey, we here to win this weekend, one game at a time. And again, we are the best college HBCU in the nation. We are the winningest HBCU in the nation.
And what school is that?
The Tuskegee University. You know.
Hey,
Mhm.
thank you, Coach. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and close the show out, man. I appreciate, again, I appreciate you, man, and good luck this week. I'll be watching you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's my show with Aaron James, a young guy coming up through the ranks. Got some years up under him. Does a super job for Tuskegee now, as well as he did for Miles College. One of the things that I wanted to touch on, and I've touched a little bit on it with Aaron James. The Deion Sanders deal. Like everybody says, and he's doing a great job for us. But sometimes, as they say, all money ain't good money. And I don't want us ever to lose sight of what HBCU college is about. I don't want to ever let us lose sight that there's a brother that's trying to do well, but sometimes you gotta do your homework, uh, because before you can go somewhere, you got to understand whose shoulders things that you have stood on. I get that he has opened the door for some things in our conference, which is good, you know. But I think it's a oxymoron, uh, to feed somebody and feed them to make sure they have what they would need, and then you beat them down, with all kind of bad comments and everything else. Um, and there's been great coaches that have came through HBCUs. Eddie Robinson Jr. talked about a lot of them. It ain't necessarily about jealousy because if you say something against somebody that's doing a great job, it always don't come down to that. Sometimes it's come down to, hey man, I got you. But hey, there's a lot of other steps that have taken place in this conference, and I'm talking about the SWAC conference that you just don't know about. You're not the first to ever sell out stadiums. Stadiums have always been sold out. Southern and Grambling have sold out stadiums. Texas Southern, Grambling used to be in the Space City Classic game and sold out stadiums. Like I said earlier, Eddie Robinson have sold out stadiums everywhere he goes. In Memorial Stadium in 1984, Willie Todd and Jerry Rice played against Alcorn State Marino Castle, and they sold it out. It was over 65,000 people. People was all down in the stands. Yeah, if we want to talk about why HBCUs are in a situation where they are, then let's talk about that. Let's don't just throw out stuff and say stuff that you don't know anything about. I mean, you just in the 70s, they just started putting stars on players. Oh, this is a 5-star, and this is a 4-star, and this is a 3-star. Well, statistics shows that most 4 and 5 stars don't really make it as much as the 3 and 4 stars make it on to the next level. But at the end of the day, playing pro ball is great. It gives you a jump and start on life. But the average player only plays for 3 years. When there's another $1 million job, a million jobs out there in all kind of other careers. That's what HBCU is about. When I came to Texas Southern, as soon as you walk up to the school, it says excellence in achievement. That's excellence in achievement. And wherever I've tried to do, wherever I tried to go, it was about carrying the Texas Southern name, about being excellent, and then you achieve. And there was a lot of people walked through Texas Southern before me, before there was a Mike Strahan. There was a Michael Holmes, there was a Kenny Burroughs, there was a Rump Holmes, there was Ernie Holmes. There was all kind of greats that I've seen play in black college, period. Your Killer Brews, your Brian Ransoms, your Ed Too Tall Jones. So many players have came out, and so many players have played this game. And so, for us to sit back and say, I'm the first, without having knowledge of what you're talking about, it's crazy. It's ludicrous. And, like I said earlier, I read all the comments about the clash. Clashes between coaches have happened all over a whole bunch, not just in the SWAC. It's happened all over. And when you disrespect another man, don't be because, oh, I'm great, the other man's supposed to bow down. And Coach Robinson, Eddie Robinson, he's got to coach his kids. And my daddy always used to say, man, this is my house. This is my house. You got to respect my house. Yeah, you was a great athlete, Johnnie Cole, L.C. Cole, Norris Cole, Daryl Cole, Lyle Cole, Willie Cole. Yeah, he had a lot of sons, but he made sure we understood that you take care of your house, and you protect what's in your house. So I commend Eddie Robinson Jr. I commend Deion Sanders. But let's get one thing straight. If there's no Jackson State, if there's no black college to give him that platform, there's no Coach Prime, there's no Coach Deion Sanders, because nobody else gave him that. I don't buy the fact that we chased you down and pulled you down and said, please, come coach at one of the best black colleges in the country, best black football programs in the country. They gave him opportunity. Deion Sanders, they gave you opportunity. And you have done fabulous with it. And I thank you for exposing some of the things, man. But remember, somebody came before you. So I'm going to end like this, as I always end. If you feel yourself at the end of the rope, you tie a knot and hold on tight, because ain't nobody bad like you. See you next week.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Monday, October 17th, 2022. Number 1, just days after what is expected to be the only political debate between U.S. Senate candidates, Democratic incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker, Georgia's citizens head to the polls Monday for early voting. This race is regarded as a key election that could determine the shift of power in the U.S. Senate. The campaigns of Warnock and Walker were described as a statistical dead heat, 47% for Warnock to Walker's 44% plus or minus 3%, before Friday night's highly anticipated debate held in Savannah, Georgia. Number 2. The United States Supreme Court, composed of 3 Trump appointees, rejected a request from Donald Trump's attorneys to step in to address the FBI search of the former president's Florida home. The justices did not comment on turning away Trump's emergency appeal. The Trump legal team asked the justices to overturn a lower court ruling and permit an independent arbiter or special master to review the roughly 100 documents with classified markings that were taken in the August 8th search. Number 3, Germany's health minister Friday urged the country's 16 states to consider stepping up their measures against the coronavirus amid an increase in new cases. Health Minister Karl Lauterbach said he favors requiring mask wearing indoors, a measure that is largely faded in Germany, except on public transportation, in medical facilities, and in care homes. Lauterbach told reporters in Berlin that it would be better for states to impose limited restrictions now than stricter ones later. Number 4, Lavelle Naja Lane, a 29-year-old black man, died at Spartanburg County Detention Center October 3rd at 5:04 a.m. Now his family is demanding details surrounding his death and requesting video footage of Lane in custody. The Spartanburg County coroner, Rusty Clevenger's office, said an investigation is pending with the State Law Enforcement Division. On October 5th, Lane's family held a press conference in front of the detention center and were joined by their attorney and members of the National Racial Justice Network. Number 5, in the Christian world, there is what we call a spiritual calling. That's when you feel so connected to your life's work, you know that connection had to come from God and the calling that He has on your life. Your calling is usually closely tied to something you love and enjoy. So if you're operating in a space and you're not happy, that's probably not your calling. Find out signs you are operating in your calling in today's What You Need to Know newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. You don't have to always keep it real, but you can always keep it nice. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with comedians Chris Paul and Huggy Lowdown, social justice activist Coy Malone, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Black Voters Matter and HBCU Go TV. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.